Hi friends, welcome to Aishudiy. In the last video, I made this pretty Czech glass pressed flowers and flowers earring, and I want to make a pendant. Because I have three of these beads and I don't have any more, and I want to make a pendant necklace out of this. So I have here some rose gold chain, and this is from JM Bead and Findings. I don't know where it is, but this I bought from the International Gem Show. They had a stall over there. So that's what I have there. And then I do need a toggle clasp. So you can have, actually, I'm going to use lobster claw clasp. So you can have any clasp of your choice. I just thought rose gold finding is pretty matching to this color of the bead, so that's why I'm using that. And then I have here some um, flowers. I have threaded some ball beads in it, so it's just this one. The ones that used in the earrings was a little bit small, so it's almost invisible. So I thought of doing it with a bigger size metallic spacer beads. And then what we have here is some of these Czech glass blue uh, round beads, faceted beads, and this has a copper tinge to it, so it will match to our theme. And I have a small jump ring, and we might need a couple of jump rings for that. And that's about it. That's all we need. Then we shall start. So this is like a roller chain or a cable chain, I'm not so sure, but I'm going to measure about 18 inches of the thing. You can go ahead and do an 18, 20, or 21 inch, but I would prefer an 18 inch. So that's all I'm going to need, because this is anyways going to be a short necklace, which is going to be around the neck. So that's all I need. We don't need this anymore, but yeah. And then we shall need some jump rings. I have here one jump ring, but I need more, and I am gonna take one more jump ring. um, but these are small. I would prefer a bigger one, or I would make one. I just want to make one closure for this, because this is a big lobster claw clasp and we need quite a big jump ring. So let's just move on to making the pendant itself. And I have here some copper wire, and this is 24 gauge that I'm using. I'm not going to use a bigger gauge, I mean thicker gauge, because the chain is very dainty, and if you put a thicker wire, if you make a pendant with a thicker wire, it doesn't look good. So I have here about 5 inches. I'm not so sure, I'm just eyeballing it. So about 5 inches of wire. And then first of all, we shall finish this uh, this necklace, so that we know exactly where we want to add the pendant. I don't want the pendant to be moving around, so I'm just opening up this jump ring with another bent nose pliers, so it's easy to open and close. And then I'm just going to add this jump ring to the chain, to one end of the chain, and the lobster claw clasp. So we have done this in several videos, opening and closing a jump ring, and there is a special video how to open and close a jump ring on my channel. Go ahead and please watch that. That has all the information that you need. And then to the other end, I want to make a clasp. This also I am not using a thicker gauge. You can use a thicker gauge if you want to, and I don't have any jump rings in rose gold color, so I just want to make one. So here we go, about 2 inches or so. So there we go, and all you need to do is make a wrapped loop. So I'm just going to make a wrap loop, but before closing the loop, I'm just going to add my chain to it. There we go. And then hold on to the loop and then wrap the short wire around your long wire. Once you're okay, then go ahead and snip off this excess wire. Just be careful to snip off that. Okay, and this is what we have so far. And for the other loop, I want to make it big, so I'm just going to hold it like this. And then I'm going to wrap this. This is what we have so far. And then you can snip off the excess wire and then tuck in the tail. Nice and tight. So this is what we have so far, and our lobster claw clasp will go on this loop. So we have our closure ready. So now we know exactly where it is going to be the middle of the chain, and we can, once we make the pendant, we can add it to there. So first of all, I just want to make a wrap loop again, but before closing the wrap loop, we will add it to the center of the chain. So, and then hold on to the loop, wrap this short wire on top of the long wire. There we go. And then snip off the tail. You can also make a big loop and then make it a sliding pendant, but I don't want to do that, so that's why I'm making a small loop. And now we can go ahead and add our flower bead on top of it. And then what else do we need? We do need a bead cap, and then we need all our dangles. Let's make our dangles. So snip off the wire. About 1 centimeter is good enough to make a decent size loop. So I'm just going to make a bigger loop because that's what I have been making for the earring too. Not the teeny tiny loop, just like normal. So that's there. And one more. I have threaded here the ball spacer and the flower, and then on top I'm just going to leave a tad bit of a distance, as you can see, and then I'm just going to bend it to 90 degrees and then snip off about 1 centimeter, and then take it and make your loop. I think I did leave a lot. I just snip off a little bit more. Just make sure it doesn't fly over the mat or the table. It might hurt you. My loop kind of very bad, so yep, we can do this. So then after this we are going to add our bead cap and then our roundel beads, just to make it secure. And then just going to make a wrap loop. So once you do that, snip off the excess wire and tuck in the small tail if there is one. And then this is what we have so far. Now we have to make one more dangle. So before that, I would open up this jump ring, this dangle, add it to my loop, close it up, and then we have to make this long dangle. So I'm just going to bend it at the end of the ear wire, head pin, and then make a loop, close the loop completely, open up the loop, add it to the loop here in the pendant, close it, and do one more, and then we are done. So here is our pendant anyways. This is same as our earring, as you can see, but there is one more variation that I want to show you guys how to do it. This is exactly same as our earrings, if you can see. So now I want to take the chain, and you can add it just like that here, or you can snip off this chain a bit. Just measure 1 2 3, the third link. After the third link, or just before the third link, you can just snip it off. Okay, so now take it off and take off the small thing. Okay, and then the same here. So we have how many links? 1 2 3 4. So here 1 2 3 4 links, and the fifth link you can snip it off. You can do the simple version like how I showed you guys, or you can do this. This is just a simple variation. It's not a huge variation, but it adds a lot to the necklace. So let's see how to do that. Okay, this bead, we didn't incorporate this bead at all, so I just wanted to incorporate it in this way. So here we go. Take a little bit of wire, about 2 inches, 2 lengths of it, and then this is 24 gauge wire. You can use up to 22 gauge as well, but the chain is very dainty, so I would prefer 24 gauge, and it will be as strong as what we need for the. I'm just going to make a wrap loop and then add that. Before closing the loop, I'm adding that to the chain. So here we go, and then I'm just holding this loop and wrapping the short tail around the big one. Just don't do a lot of wraps, we don't need it. So just 2 wraps is good enough, and snip off the excess wire, and then there we have it. So and then now I'm going to add this this bead, and then I'm thinking of adding this one as well. So that looks pretty. And then a copper bead as well, just to connect all the things that we have. And now, or we can do otherwise, like a copper bead, the flower bead, and then this blue bead. That way the blue will show very nicely. And you can do a wrap loop over here. Before closing the wrap loop, add one end of the chain to this, and wrap it around the bead. And as I said, 2 wraps is more than enough. Snip off the excess wire. Make sure you tuck in the tail so that it doesn't catch on any of the dress or your skin. And then the other side, I'm making a wrap loop again, but before closing the loop, I'm just going to add this too. Actually, one end of the chain is good. So there we go. And then I'm holding this loop with my pliers carefully, and then wrapping it. 2 wraps is more than enough. You don't need any more. It should just look as if there is a extension. These are the extension of the chain rather than showing up a little bit big. So, and then a copper bead, metallic spacer bead, a flower bead, and then our checkless faceted roundel, and then you can do a wrap loop again. This time add it to the short chain on your pendant that we just snipped it off from the chain, and now do a wrap loop. And snip off the excess wire and tuck in the tail. And we are done. Our pendant is ready. So here we have our necklace. So it's kind of a little bit different from just having the centerpiece, so it adds more. And this is a matching earrings. Hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon for notification. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.